All right, my first Taylor Swift. So this one's got to go out to Nora. All right, so standard tuning. And there's no intro. It goes right into the first verse. There's like a pickup. You know, she goes, I tried to give you a count in the thing. So it's like 1, 2, 3. They tell you when you're young. And the strumming, the way I was doing it is sort of this down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. You can kind of do a thing where that first down is on the low strings and then the rest is more on the high strings, right? So like... So the first chord is C, first finger on the first fret of the B, second finger on the second fret of the D, third finger on the third fret of the A. You could do that if you want. And the tricky thing with C always, and one of the reasons that this one is kind of a nice one, is you gotta make sure you don't get the low E string. Okay, so 2 bars, and you switch to A minor. First finger stays on the first fret of the B, second finger on the second fret of the D, third finger on the second fret of the G. To E minor for 1 bar. It's kind of good to do E minor with your second and third fingers, because if you're here on the A minor, you can just move your second and third down. That's for 1 bar. And then the next chord is like an F. I was doing this one with the thumb. You don't have to do the thumb, but you could do first finger on the first fret of the B, second finger on the second fret of the G, third finger on the third fret of the A, pinky on the third fret of the D. The high E string can be open. I think I hear it in there. I couldn't 1,000% tell, but I think it was in there. And then if you can, and if you want to, you can get your thumb to wrap around and play the first fret on the low E, which gives you that light low F. So you have E minor for 1 bar, F for 1 bar, and then a G sus4. So first finger on the first fret of the B, third finger on the third fret of the low E, pinky on the third fret of the high E. Let the third finger lean over to mute the A string. So you have third fret on the low E, A string is muted, open D, open G, first finger on the first fret of the B, pinky on the third fret of the high E. And then, after 1 bar of that, you can pick up the first finger, and then it becomes like a regular G with open B. In the first verse, the first time it holds on that one, it goes... Right? So then it's sort of a repeat of the verse. Second time through, it does just keep strumming. In the second verse, so both verses are 2 times through that progression, more or less, but the second verse doesn't do the hold. When Phoebe sings, she just goes. Right? Okay, so, and then the second ending, both times, keep strumming. And this is something I sort of tried to get. There's some guitar and bass stuff that's doing this little line. It could be like an A minor to a G. So, after you get to here, there could be a quick, it's just 1 beat on each, a quick A minor and then a quick G. However you want to do that. It almost sounds like, you can kind of hear some sliding. It almost seems like somebody's doing that. I'm not sure. There also might be a capoed guitar playing up there, but anyway, there's some kind of movement there. So one of the ways I tried to do it is just go like, so just like sort of the low parts of the A minor and the G there. Right? and that's on beats 3 and 4 of the last measure of the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also totally optional. You could just stay on the G, which is maybe what one of the guitarists does, right? Then you have like a pre-chorus that's just like 4 bars long that just goes F for 2 bars, and then again the G sus 4 to a G. The first time there's a pre-chorus, there's 2 pre-choruses, one after each verse, and the first one doesn't have any holds, it just strums through, and the second one holds on the last bar of the G. Okay, which brings us to the chorus. The chorus starts on F, 1 bar of F, same F, 1 bar of G, regular G, or when I say regular, like I'm playing it like this, so with my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the low E, leaning over to mute the A string, and the pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E. Now C, this is the first time you kind of have to break up the strumming pattern, because now you have 2 beats on C and then 2 beats on C over B. So now I went into kind of like just like a down, down, up, down, down, up, something like that. So C for 2 beats, then you move into the C over B, keep your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B, move your 2nd finger from the 2nd fret on the D to the 2nd fret on the A, and move your 3rd finger from the 3rd fret on the A to the 2nd fret on the D, and that's a C over B. So C, C over B, C, C over B, and then A minor. And then when it gets to that A minor, this is another place where there's like a little movement, sort of optional. C, C over B, A minor. On the last bar, last beat, you can go C. On the last beat, you can do a foot G. You know, something like that. You can go A minor, G, and then it's sort of like a repeat. F to G, C, C over B, A minor. I don't hear it every time, but it's in there. So it repeats that 3 times, and then it does F to G, and holds on the G, and then 2 bars of C. That's the chorus. Okay, so the bridge starts on this F, which again you can do it with the thumb or without the thumb. It does that for 6 beats, and then it goes up to a G. Now you could play a regular G. I was doing this thing of moving my F up. So I just take the F and move everything up 2 frets. If you're using the thumb, that includes your thumb. If you're not using the thumb, just your other fingers move up 2 frets. And it happens twice, and then it goes back down to F. And that's like these triplets, right? Da, da, da. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That rhythm is kind of hard when you have to sort of get back into the regular rhythm. It kind of like goes back on beat 2 of the next measure. Like it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So hopefully that you can get that intuitively by listening to it, by singing along with it, because it goes with the vocal, right? Like that, and then the 4th time it doesn't do the triplet, and it just does 2 beats on the G. And I think I played a regular G there. It seemed to make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's the O part, which is just C to A minor to E minor to F, and that happens twice. C to A minor to E minor to F. Last chorus is just 1 time of strumming each of these chords: F, G, C, A minor. You repeat that. F to G. And I think it's this time that you start strumming again, right? F to G. Now you do the walk down C to C over B to A minor. And now the last chorus ends differently. The last chorus ends F. So normally it would go F to G. And nothing new. This time it's going to go F to G, keep strumming. Now that C to A minor walk down, will you see it? C over B, A minor, and then F, and now hold on G. And it ends that way. Doesn't resolve. Just ends on the G. That is the end of the song. I will have a chart available on my Patreon page. The link will be in the description. And let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thanks for watching.